Hello, welcome to SquishiVision. My name is Harris, and this is my reaction to Lower Decks Trusted Sources. I've just finished watching the episode. It's my immediate reaction. I'm not gonna go into any detail or some deep media analysis. It's my immediate gut reaction. Probably gonna be 5 minutes or less. Yeah, the series is continuing strong with its mix of humor but genuine plot. So yeah, this basically. I thought this episode might be a riff on the press. Star Trek kind of taking a much more kind of deeper dive in the world of journalism, but actually no, that played a fairly secondary part. Mostly it was, well, so Cerritos was visiting a planet that was explored in the Next Generation to see how it's been doing. Obviously the crew are trying to do very well, give them a good kind of image of what they're about for the journalists, but everyone is too kind of well, obviously Freeman gets very kind of heckles up and is very strict with everything, tries to avoid kind of speaking to lower decks, but what she doesn't realize is all the crew are kind of just telling funny stories, and not really thinking too deeply about what they're saying, and they end up kind of giving conflicting answers which don't actually paint the Cerritos in a good light. And the other person who does is Marina, who speaks to journalists even though she isn't supposed to, and gives a more kind of coherent, positive look about the Cerritos. But when it's when it comes out that the journalist has got all these awkward stories, they assume it's Marina, obviously, and this is apparently this is the final straw for Freeman, which seems a bit odd, all things considering. As Boy Miller points out, Marina has done worse, but whatever. Freeman finally kicks her off the ship, transfers her to Starbase 80, which is basically just really bad maintenance work, and either shortly after she gets there, before she gets there, she resigns her commission in Starfleet and joins that Indiana Jones type Petra Aberdeen person from a few episodes ago. So, and obviously then Freeman feels bad about it because she didn't trust her own daughter and kind of shouts at her and kicks her off, and yeah, basically assumed that she was stabbing her in the back. So it's it's not deep, but insofar as plot goes, it's this series has done more in terms of having continuing arcs that it's not consistently pushing the arcs, but it revisit every couple of episodes to this general momentum, which is good. Humor in the episode was alright. There wasn't actually much humor in it, which is fine. It was mostly kind of a light-hearted take on a plot, but there wasn't much kind of jokes or obvious things there. I mean, there was a bit about how the people who had gone through the withdrawal are actually perfectly fine in Starfleet, were just happy to exercise away their previous kind of state, whereas the other planet had actually been invaded and was under an occupation. There was kind of a third act reveal that there was this new Texas class ship which was complete autonomous and very powerful, and that seems a bit too OP to me, but I don't know if that's going to be revisited or whatever, or if that's just a Deus Ex Machina for comedy's sake. I almost thought the whole reveal was going to be that actually the big story that the Admiral wanted to Admiral Binamigo wanted to get covered was the ship, and he actually staged all this so the ship could get covered, but actually no, that wasn't the plot. So I don't know if this Texas class is going to be revisited. I assume probably not. I assume it's just a Deus Ex Machina ending for comedy's sake. But yeah, I mean, it's in a way kind of heartbreaking that, I mean, I assume obviously Marina's probably going to come back, but she's left Starfleet and she's gone rogue, effectively. She's obviously doing crime now, so she's not, by being a treasure hunter. So I think, or maybe she's not doing crime, unclear. But yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking that everyone at Marina thought, well, not everyone actually, but enough people didn't trust Marina that she kind of just sort of like, screw it, I'm just gonna leave these guys, and she does. My cats are fighting. What else? First time the Breen have appeared since What You Leave Behind. Breen as deadly as ever, which why Texas seem very OP. I will say the one thing I now on reflection don't actually like about the episode was that the blue collar Starfleet people, the ones who are working Starbase 80, which is applied to be like basically manual labor, are like characterized with like very strong low intelligence vibes. You know, the whole thing about, oh, low intelligent people going into blue collar manual labor work. Oh, isn't this funny because they're not intelligent? Oh, look at those people who are acting stupid and not educated. It's quite classist and ableist for Star Trek, especially when it's done so well with the whole, you know, I mean, obviously outside of Apocalypse, it usually does quite well with the whole, you know, doing manual labor isn't something to look down on kind of vibe, especially with Lower Decks being like all these officers are actually doing all this manual labor. But that was disappointing. I'm disappointed that it actually went that way. That was cheap humor. It wasn't that funny. It was like, oh, haha, let's laugh at these people who are acting like they're not that intelligent. No, that's not really that cool. So I wasn't that fond of that part of it. The rest of it was pretty decent. Again, there wasn't much kind of actual analysis into media and journalism, but that's fine. I thought it was what it was going to be, but that wasn't what it ends up being. It was mostly, you know, a bunch of set pieces to carry on the story, but that Marina was trying so well to be kind of this good like reflection of the ship, and she was kind of like not believed. There isn't really much to go into it. It's not that much deep. It's not that deep. So yeah, I felt it was good episode. Interested to see what happens next. Interested to see how long it takes Marina to come back to the Cerritos. I mean, all things considered, it's probably gonna be quite quick. I mean, Freeman got arrested and returned within a span of the end of one season and the next season. Boimler got transferred to the Titan and then returned between the span of, oh, actually, the Boimler last a bit longer. I think he was away for like an episode. I mean, he came back, right? Next week's the last episode of this season of Lower Decks, so, and we'll see if Lower Decks survives the free. I don't know if it has been confirmed for a season 4. Maybe it has been confirmed for a season 4. Unclear. Let me just double check if it has been confirmed for a season 4. It has been confirmed for a season 4. 10 episodes of season 4. So, yeah, we're gonna get more of this. So it has to have a free season kind of thing about Star Trek. But yeah, so hang on. How long did it take? Boimler to return to the Cerritos? Okay. So he was in the Cerritos for like the first episode. And then he's returned on to the second. He gets returned to the. I'm very rude with what my cat's doing behind me. So yeah, I guess yeah. I feel like this part of the series later in the season, she's probably gonna come back for like the finale. But I suppose in theory she could stay until the next season. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So that's my thoughts. I'm gonna quickly do a turnaround and I'm going to react to the trailers for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and the Galaxy of the Guardians Holiday Special. So stay tuned and I'll get those up very shortly.